Hey everyone, Andrew back again and welcome to another video, and for today's video I'm here with another movie update, plus I'm also wanting to showcase some movies that I got sent as part of a trade from Jason, Horrific Nightmares JM, so I will be showcasing those later on in this video. But first of all we'll get on to what I've picked up myself. So the first few titles are eBay purchases. So the first one I'm really happy to finally add to the collection. I've been wanting to pick up this DVD for the longest time now, quite a few years, and that is Star Wars Ewok Adventures, Caravan of Courage and Battle for Endor. Man, this has been on my want list for a very long time. It's been long out of print for quite a while. Now this isn't really a hard DVD to find on eBay, however for a good price it's pretty hard to find, because normally this sells anywhere between $50 to $100, which is pretty crazy. I didn't pay that for it though. I got this for a really good price, and yeah, glad to finally own this. I'm a big Ewoks fan. I love them in Return of the Jedi. I loved these movies growing up, so I cannot wait to revisit these movies. But yeah, I'm just really stoked to finally own this on DVD. Next up we have Rituals. This is the Code Red DVD, which is pretty cool because I don't really own a lot of Code Red titles, and this has been a film that I've been wanting to check out for quite a while, so glad to finally own this one, and yeah, I can now check this one out. The last of the eBay purchases, picked up a copy of Ice Cream Man. This is the Vinegar Syndrome Blu-ray. I don't own a lot of Vinegar Syndrome titles, so glad to add another one into the collection. This movie wasn't too bad. It was good fun. I wouldn't say it's anything amazing, but yeah, I did enjoy it, and it was certainly good fun for what it was. I will say though, yet again, another fantastic release from Vinegar Syndrome, so that's Ice Cream Man. The next two titles are Umbrella Entertainment Blu-rays. I'm not really too sure how many of you guys from overseas are familiar with this particular line that Umbrella are putting out, but it's the Beyond Genres line. So we have here The Quiet Earth. I've never seen this one. It's a New Zealand movie. Quite an older film. I think it's from the 70s or the early 80s. I will put it on screen, but yeah, it's an older movie and I've never seen it before, but I've heard a lot of good things about it. It's kind of like a post-apocalyptic type movie, like Last Man on Earth kind of thing. And yeah, I cannot wait to check this one out. It looks really good, and I've heard that it is really good, so that's The Quiet Earth. The next one is again another Beyond Genres release from Umbrella, and that's Razorback. I've seen this movie once before and I wasn't the biggest fan of it. It is a little bit slow going in places, but I'm wanting to collect as many Aussie horror movies as I can. And you know, this is essentially a classic when it comes to 80s Aussie horror. So I definitely had to pick this one up, and I've heard this release is really good. And the other big reason why I wanted to pick up this particular Blu-ray is it has the Australian VHS cut, so it has the original uncut 4x3 Australian home video version on this disc, which is pretty cool. I definitely will be checking that out. So yeah, that's Razorback. Alrighty, so now we'll move on to the last part of this video, which is showcasing what Jason, Horrific Nightmares JM, sent me as part of our trade. So Jason, once again, thanks a lot for the trade. So first up we have Death Spa. I've got to be honest here, I wasn't a big fan of this one. It was a little bit too cheesy for my liking, especially the kills. The kills look terrible within this movie. Really cheap and tacky looking, so overall I wasn't a big fan of this one. I also wasn't a massive fan of how they did the killer within this film either. I will say though, the setting was pretty cool in the health spa and gym, but other than that, yeah, I wasn't a big fan of this one, unfortunately. But if you are a fan of this film, I definitely recommend this Blu-ray because it looked really, really good, and overall this is a good release. But yeah, not a big fan of this one, unfortunately. The next one we have here is Bloodhook from Vinegar Syndrome. Fantastic release. If you're a fan of this film and you don't own this Blu-ray, it comes highly recommended. The transfer looked really, really good, and it's another good release from Vinegar Syndrome. Bloodhook, I haven't really heard a lot of things about this film, but I have known about it for a while and I have been wanting it for a while. And I was expecting a silly, cheesy, good time, and that's exactly what I got. A couple of negative things I do have with this movie is definitely the runtime. It's a little bit too long and it does drag in parts, and the reveal of the killer was a little bit lackluster and disappointing, but other than that, this was really good. It was super cheesy, it was silly, and it was just good fun. I really liked the premise, how it centered around a fishing tournament. That worked really, really well, and the kills, while looking super cheesy, suited the movie really, really well. So overall, Bloodhook, while it's nothing utterly amazing, I definitely had a good time with it, and I do recommend it. And the last movie Jason sent me is my favourite out of the three, and that is The Majorettes. I've been wanting this one for a while, and this is definitely underrated in my opinion because I hardly hear anyone ever talk about it. This is the Blu-ray from Shriek Show, and Jason, you wanted to know my thoughts on this Blu-ray. Really, really good. The transfer looks really, really good, and overall I definitely recommend this Blu-ray to yourself and anyone else watching this video. Really, really good release overall. As for the movie, pretty stock standard slasher. It centers around a group of majorettes, a group of high school cheerleaders who get picked off one by one. There is a bit of cheese within this film, but I really, really enjoyed this. I really liked the killer. The killer's outfit and costume in this film is pretty awesome, and the killer does have a pretty good reveal. There's a lot of different twists and turns with a lot of different characters within this movie, which I really, really liked as well. The kills, they're okay. They're nothing utterly amazing. They're all basically the same kill over and over. I would have preferred a little bit more variety in terms of the kills, but most of them were on screen and they did look pretty good. So yeah, I definitely highly recommend The Majorettes if you've never seen it before. Really, really underrated slasher from the 80s. Okay, so that's it for this update. Let me know what you think of the movies in the comments section below. Once again, Jason, thanks a lot for doing the trade. And guys, if you're not subscribed to Horrific Nightmares JM or Jason, I'll leave a link in the description box below. So head on over and check him out. Anyway, that's it for this video. I hope you've enjoyed it, and thank you for watching.